Hey everybody. So I'm practicing in my head, and practicing is really bad, and I tried like a time or two to stop and I couldn't. So I'm gonna bust out my phone and make a video. And I'm inclined to believe that what we understand as toxic attention can actually be turned into temperate attention. Our body uses our attention to accomplish the goals of the will and the mind. So when you have welled and tried to describe something, or made a extreme into a feeling, and then a feeling descript, one of the tools that the body uses to accomplish that description is your attention. So one of the ways that we know that this is certain is, I don't know if you've ever hurt your foot or your ankle or something, and you're standing on both feet, and then all of a sudden you go to shift your weight, and there's like an actual shift of weight.
Much better.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks. And you know, it's more than like you have a toothache and it takes over your whole mind. It's, you know, we know. And like when you're thinking about someone and hating them, suddenly their world is like, I'm not so fortunate, and we know all this to be true. So it's not that we want to prove that attention can be toxic and utilized as a tool, a weapon tool, to accomplish a goal previously stated or made to script. I have an idea of how we could do it, you guys. So we're the fastest and Detroit is the strongest. If we were to match our population to their population, like, you know, this area, that building over there, it should really be Team Wellness. This neighborhood, I mean, it should be Team Wellness. It would make you guys so much, you guys would find so much arboreal spirit and familiar soul, if it was. Team Wellness is a place in Detroit. It has an overnight homeless shelter. It's an overnight shelter. It's a mental health facility, and it also has a doctor's office. It has a big like dining room, cafeteria style dining room, and there's up to 60 men and 40 women. So my first winter in Detroit, that's where I stayed. So if we were to start there and work our way out, 60 men and 40 women, including myself, and then the staff, the average amount of staff, and match it over to, you know, the hospital, or actually match each person to another person as most similarly as we could, and then work our way out from there. And so it would be kind of random, but media filers would have an opportunity to do what they do, but not in a directed manner. Like, it would just be, you know, how they did it. And then gossipers would do it the way they do it, you know, with their people and their environment. So we've already been through it all with each other, and they have too. So if we were to understand that what we're trying to learn and trying to figure out is, if once attention becomes toxic, can it be reverted from toxic to temperate? And or, you know, can attention be made temperate? And that doesn't mean anything to anyone yet. I just made it up. So it means whatever it means to you. It's your understanding. So for this to be documented and attributed to human and actual, we'll need a little bit of permission from you. We'll need you to put somewhere, you know, in a layman's place that you're down, that you're interested, that you want to be matched with another person, and that you're going to think of things to do with your attention and their attention that can work on from toxic to temperate, and or just to bring temperate or toxic, whatever you think of. And you'll know that you're with another person. It may not, you're not going to know if it's a boy or a girl. You have to understand that. You're not going to know if it's a boy or a girl, if they're older than you, younger than you. It will be their formless version, their formless version. You're paired with them because your form is most closely resembles theirs, meaning like what you do for work or where you were or da da da. Like for me, I'm one of the 40. I mean, I'm one of the 100. You know, so there's a woman. Her name is Dr. Carolyn Leaf. She's out of Texas. She's a neuroscientist, and she's one of my closest and most trusted. I love her and her husband. They're leafy. They're both doctors, and they're from South Africa. So this is the deal, guys. We deal with something called stave rigging, and Africa has dealt with stave rigging. We're not sure how long. And if we continue to feel and to focus on the stave rigging aspect of it, our attention is going to turn toxic, and we're gonna have done more damage than good. So let's take a challenge that's about something that doesn't exist yet, and see if we can do something that no one's ever done, and most people probably don't even believe. My attention is toxic. Are you serious right now? Do you understand how dangerous that is? Like, that's like some antichrist stuff. It's anti. And I'm not a fan of the last name Christ. My name is Americana Tamahonda. And Marshall, he's a big fan of the last name Christ. He has a song talking all about being the antichrist. Right. So listen, that's cool. Great. As long as it vaults you into ego, id, and Gus. We have to get into the ego, id, and Gus, because they are surfacing things about themselves now that will be immensely, I mean, it'll be monumental stepping stones and climbing handles for our youth and that which to come. You know, to develop more. Psychology is one of the most underdeveloped and over-marketed things that have ever existed, ever. Let's do them a couple favors, and then do them one better. Ego, id. This morning we came up with, stupid Bibbs and Shan, and he asked me, have you ever seen? Has anybody ever written your name? And I said no, but I lied, because that's why we have Valentine's cards in school. You know, that's id. So we surfaced one truth about id. Gus is not as accepted. Signy and Freud, they were not really prepared for Gus. There is stuff in their work. We can develop off of their work, but, you know, the appetite has been a roaring plague always. It's always listed as the appetite, the tongue and the eye and the la 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 la. But, you know, Gus is a scary motherfucker. He's the one that rebuilds bones. He looks like a fucking cootie. Nobody knows what ego and id looks like. Everybody knows what Gus looks like. He's scary as fuck. He can do shit probably no one can do. He can probably do everything everyone can do. You know, he's a scary motherfucker, and he ain't going nowhere, and we can't exist without him, and probably ego and id can't exist without him either. So, you know, whatever. This is what we live with right now. So I really care about this community, but if I'm not working towards my next love letter to Marshall, I start getting really fucked up. I start falling apart. So I'm going to do what I can to stay on track and to not start to resent where I am. Because we have a whole nother group that's away from their home, that's on my street, that's going through the same thing I am. And their job is to be way happier than me. So thank you for taking the time to watch this, and thank you for all that you've done. And mahalo nui kupua. Thank you from your cooperation, because I'm accepting this challenge. And I really hope that you find a way to tell the powers that be that you're accepting it too. I love you, Marshall. I love you, Marshall. I love you, Marshall.